Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode. It's good to be back. I missed your faces, and I guess we should just get into the week of training, huh? But before we do that, you guys have been watching my videos and you haven't been subscribing, and I just gotta ask why. Was it something I did? Was it something I said? Please make sure to do that, or I won't do anything. But yes, it's free. I'd really appreciate it, and of course, like the video. So, without further ado, let's get into this past week of training. So, week 7, I think we're on now. It was a good week. In fact, I think it was our best week of training since returning. Monday, we took off. Yes, I love Mondays, but actually, as I'm considering, I'm actually recording this on a Sunday right now. Usually I do this part on Monday and then just finish recording and uploading that same day. I think tomorrow I'm going to run, and I'm going to try and run all 7 days. We'll see how that goes. But we're not talking about the future. We're talking about the past. We're stuck in the past. Did some light stretching. Did some meditation. We're getting on that train. If you've been watching my vlogs, make sure you check those out as well. I'll talk a little bit more in depth about that. But I think this week I stretched 5, maybe 6 days, and considerably. Anywhere from 25 minutes to an hour. Like, I'm really putting in the work, and I'm feeling a lot better because of it. So on Tuesday, we went out for our first run because we can't be taking 2 days off in a row. I'm not going to allow that so long as we're healthy and doing okay. I was not too thrilled about getting out there, if I'm being honest. I woke up, I rolled out of bed, I wallowed in my sorrows for a little bit, but I put on my shoes. I threw on the Brooks Glycerin Maxes for this one. 10 solid miles. Definitely wasn't feeling too great towards the beginning, or really the end. The beginning of this week, up until basically the weekend, I was having a lot of struggles. I still am, but I think they're easing up because I really am taking a lot of time to actually promote recovery and take care of myself. My neck, especially on this left side, my shoulders, just extremely tense. I think it's a result of mostly just stress, not so much related to running, but also the running stuff itself. You know, the volume's getting up there, I am working hard, and that all adds up, especially towards like the tail end of most of these runs. It does sort of pick up to the point where I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I also have like a little lump right here that's stressing me out. It might be a swollen lymph node or maybe even some muscle tension. I'm gonna give it another week or two and see if it goes down. I've been kind of keeping my eye on it since last Sunday. This might be one of those runs where I'm just going through the motions, just moving to get through it, right? It's better than nothing. I don't know what's been going on the last few days, especially the last 24 to 48 hours. I just haven't felt like myself. Something's been off, like all over my body. One thing about me that you should know if you don't already, what may not stress the average person out is probably going to stress me out a lot. I'm just naturally anxiety ridden and stressed about every little thing. Like, it feels like my neck and my shoulders, they're just like, there's just all these tension points, and my legs yesterday felt really dead. They kind of feel dead now. I think that's from my Sunday long run though. 5 miles. Honestly, I just kind of felt like being out here a little bit longer this morning just to gauge some things. And right now the gauge is looking good. 10 miles. When I rolled out of bed this morning, I was not expecting that run to go nearly as well. Hey boys. Getting a bath right now. But yeah, my shoulder blades really tight right now. Just need to spend the next few days working out all the kinks in my body. Just really focus and do what I gotta do. Also, another thing that was bothering me towards the first half of this week was my left knee again. Just like, it wasn't painful, but I could feel it pulling, and there was a little bit of discomfort there. So I've just been really on it, and I started stretching basically from there on out. I haven't felt it in days, so let's just keep it up. Later in the evening, I went to the Carlington track. It's just like 15 minutes down the road. Maddie had a workout. Me, Lily, her friend, She's been in the vlogs before, and ex-Josh, my brother. We just kind of kicked the soccer ball around. I stretched, like I said a million times. That was pretty nice. Watched the sunset. It was beautiful, and just kind of wrapped up the day. On Wednesday, we did another 10 miles, this time in the Endorphin Speed 4s. I did my warm-up and cool-down in them. I'm just too lazy to swap out, so I know I shouldn't do that. That's sort of like a cardinal sin in the running world. I wanted to do another tempo workout, and unfortunately, it was just another one of those days where the weather was really hot, just miserable, and if I would have gotten out there maybe an hour, 2 hours earlier, might have been a lot different. I just wanted to do some sort of tempo effort. Unfortunately, because of the weather, my heart rate skyrocketed to the point where that tempo run became essentially a VO2 max workout, and I suffered for it. Looking back, I think it took me at least 48 hours to feel like I was fully recovered from that, and it was only 4 miles. I mean, the pace was good. It was definitely an improvement from the last one I did the week before, but I would have liked to do that feeling a little more comfortable, and obviously do maybe a mile extra. Just finished our warm-up there, 3 miles. We are going to do another tempo today. Yeah, I'm sweating a bunch. This is gonna be real fun. So I would have liked to do this yesterday on Tuesday, but it just didn't happen. I'm gonna shoot for 4 miles at tempo effort. 2:30 marathon pace is the goal, which is 5:40 per mile, so we'll see how that goes. I'll know pretty quickly if it's gonna work out, and if we're somehow feeling good at the end, I'll do a 5th mile. Strider real quick. This is gonna go completely south, or it's gonna go much better than I anticipated. Right, about to get rolling here. There's the line. A biker just hit me with like the rudest "on your left" I've ever heard, as if I was in the way. Anyway, let's focus up, get rolling. I'll check in if I can. First mile was way too fast. I'd say that first quarter messed me up though. Took me a while to get settled in, but the last 0.75 I feel like I've been right on. 2 miles, a little bit better, still a little bit fast. A little faster than I would have liked, but I'm happy with that. Give me a second. If it would have been like 10 degrees cooler, I want to pace myself just a little bit better. I think I could have knocked out a 5th mile, but my heart rate's way too high for this, so we'll stop there. Three-mile cool down. We'll call it there. Don't let my shitty pacing fool you. I actually have a really illustrious history of being like a spot-on pacer. I'm just not used to doing this anymore. Once I get adjusted after a few weeks, I should be like spot on with whatever pace I want to hit. I hit the first mile, I'm like, all right, feel good. Hit the second mile, all right, feel good. And then I hit the turnaround, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, oh my Lord. That 3-mile cool down was rough, but we got through it. What are you crying for? Huh? What are you crying for, buddy? Hi, buddy! And also, another thing that I hate about this weather, when I have days like this where my heart rate gets really high because of the weather, I always get 2 things. I get a migraine, and I have to nap. I just don't like napping because I'm like so discombobulated for the rest of the day. There's like a brain fog. Just light stretching before dinner, wrapped up that day. And that brings us into Thursday. So we're starting to pick things up. I'm feeling a little more confident now that we've got a couple runs in, solid runs, even though I didn't initially start off great on either of those runs. We went out for 11 in our New Balance 880 V15s. I was having some issues this time with, like, I don't even know how to describe it, like my upper left groin area, and I just kind of powered through it for the first quarter mile to a mile. And early on I thought about maybe just cutting the mileage down to like 5 or 6 and just swap days, but then I thought, no, I'll just do this today. I'll do my 5 or 6 tomorrow on Friday, which is normally what I like to do as my low volume day. I have a long weekend of work. I'm working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I don't want to do that to myself. I already have a heavy Saturday and Sunday plan, so come on, Zach, let's power through it. And I did, and I was really happy with that. And also, the groin wasn't too bad towards the end, but I definitely felt it for the next few days. Right now, as I'm sitting here, it doesn't seem to be a factor anymore, which is good. Once again, I credit that a lot to the stretching and whatnot. Update on my neck at this point of the week. Definitely improving. There's still tension there. Shoulders, especially on my left side of the neck, right a little bit, but I'm liking where we're going. Holy crap, my camera is going to die. Hopefully I can finish recording this. On Friday, went out for 6 easy ones in the Mizuno Neo Zen. Once again, long weekend with work, so I gotta get rolling. I decided to do a hillier run just around the neighborhood, around the town, just to get some more elevation, you know, change it up a little bit. I was surprised how smooth I felt. Obviously keeping the pace slow, keeping the heart rate low. At work, made sure I did a light stretch. I also took the Theragun and really dug it into that groin area. Just got in there. And it was a good feeling afterwards. It definitely improved it. Hi, I'm back. Here's the thing. I didn't beat the battery. It died shortly after. So here I am, about an hour or two later. I hope you guys missed me. Time didn't change for you at all. It's still a continuous thing. I suck at this YouTube thing. But anyway, where did we leave off? We were on Saturday, so let's just get right back into it. I forget what I was saying right before it shut off. I was talking about something along the lines of, dude, look at all these notes. I take notes all throughout the week, so when I talk here, I can actually give you like a really thorough description of what went down. Oh yes. Saturday. Here we are. I remember Saturday like it was yesterday. I went out for 2 runs that day. In the morning, I started off with 9 with the Asics Gel Nimbus 27s, and it was a very uninspired morning. It was just rough. 4.5 miles. We're turning around now. Literally would rather be anywhere else than out here right now. I just want to be asleep, not moving. I want to be a slug. I would rather be lathered up in baby oil at a Diddy party after hours. At least I get treated nice. On that topic though, didn't that man get off recently? Well, we know he got off, but you know what I mean. Like, he got away with it. Same with like Epstein and the client list. They all got away with it. I mean, we knew it was gonna happen, let's be real. We get all excited like, yeah, they're dropping the log. They're dropping the footage. Nothing's gonna happen. It's the same shit with like the JFK files. Nobody gets held accountable at that level. Fuck them all. Some of these people were just impossible to take down because they're so idolized and viewed in such a way. Like Tom Hanks, for example. I mean, he starred in all your favorite movies growing up, right? Totally wholesome dude, right? No. Bad. What a bad man. He gets away with it. They all get away with it. You know, I worked on a movie set. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was one of my early jobs after college. This was before all this stuff came out. I would like to think I would have booed the dude and just gotten kicked off set. You were great in Toy Story, but no! Stephen Hawking, he's a total genius. He's, you know, most of our astrophysics that we know today is a result of him. So much human progress. Poor guy suffered from ALS. What the hell is he doing at that island? You know, it's like the great George Carlin once said, it's a big club and you ain't in it. I don't want to be in it anyway. If you want to be in that club, kind of weird. It's like, you ever see a politically charged tweet or post from a celebrity? Something always seems a little bit off about it, you know? You're reading it and you're just thinking, there's something uncanny valley about this. Something's off. Then you start scrolling through the comments and it's like, everybody got hooked like a bass. And you just ask yourself, am I the crazy one? Am I the bad guy who's just looking for evil? We deal with so much bullshit and so much hypocrisy in our daily lives. I put a lot of it out there too. So it's like, you should be able to see it when someone else does it. And when you see these people getting off scot-free, it's like they live with a different law system. Doesn't that piss you off a little bit? It's the whole paper straw debate. You really think Leo DiCaprio's using paper straws on his private jet? You think he's riding his bicycle from city to city? Somehow, some way, through the power of Diddy, I suppose, we got through 9 miles. Speaking of which, one more thought. if at any point in my lifetime, I don't know where I'm headed, but if you ever find out I ended up at one of those weird islands or parties, I want you to cancel my ass fast. Cancel the fuck out of me. Ruin my life. It was another ranting day. When I start ranting in these videos, that's how you know I'm just like not doing well. I have nothing constructive to really say. I remember towards the end of the run, I remember I started feeling a little bit better, but it definitely took a really long time to get there. So nothing really to note there. I went to work, I stretched, full routine, really good, opening up the body. I can literally feel my body starting to open up. I need to do this every day. I know it sounds like a little overkill, and I realize, like, stretching for an hour every day, I guess it's possible, but it's not really realistic for me, for you, probably. I just need to do something, at least 20 to 30 minutes. Like, I can swing that and be okay. But afterwards, got back from work, ran in these the day before, and I also went out for them again that evening. I did 4 easy miles, felt a little flat, but it's to be expected. I was on my feet all day at work, and also I just haven't been doing a lot of double runs, so we're going to start doing those more frequently as we go forward. Then I think the highlight of this day was afterwards, I wanted nothing to do with this, but I got in the weight room and just did something really light. I don't know how long it's been exactly since I last lifted. I was doing really well with it for a while, like 2 to 3 times a week, mostly when I wasn't running, so it was a little less difficult. Just some standard stuff, did some barbell squats, some RDLs, some dumbbell rows and bench press, kept the weight low, and it was just a quick workout. Then afterwards, I just did some band work for my knees. I meditated after that. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to keep mentioning that because just like the stretching, I feel like I'm starting to do it every day again, so really, really good with that. And that brings us to Sunday. This morning, how'd it go? Well, I woke up at 7 a.m. I worked at noon, so you would think I'd have plenty of time to get it done. Went to Settlers Cabin Park to do some single track running for my long run. Took out the Saucony Peregrines for this one. These things are, you know, just like last week, destroyed. They're holding up really well. They feel great. They're my favorite trail shoe at the moment. I met up with Chris, my boss. He's training for a 25K this fall, so definitely a big upgrade in distance for him. The heat is starting to come down, but as you might be able to hear, it's raining right now, so it's been really humid and muggy and heavy out. The temperature wasn't bad, but it just caught up to us really quickly. We were going very slow. He joined me for the first lap, and actually, like, towards the end of the first lap, he started to not feel well, so I lost him there. Lap 1 done. Getting a little bit of water here with some Element. That lap was 6.44 miles, so obviously we're going to do another one and have to tack on at the end, which I'm so excited for. Chris and I were struggling for the first few miles, and then he had to stop to puke, so I honored that and gave him his space. Let's just run it back a second time. It's 9:22 in the morning. Gotta work at noon, so we got plenty of time, but also I want to make sure I have enough time to shower, eat, and just kind of get ready for work and not feel rushed. We are coming up on 2 hours in. We're an hour and 50 minutes into the run. It is so peaceful out here, man. This is just like a gentle reminder, even though this sucks right now. I'm starting to get really tired and hungry and thirsty. It's literally just you, me. There's no bullshit out here. It's quiet. It's nice to get away from all of that for a little while. Oh. That one hurt. It's just a long time to be on your feet, but that's really good for our training. That's what we want. It was a bit of a struggle fest. Like, my legs felt a little heavy, probably from the lifting the night before. It probably wasn't the most calculated, smart thing to do, but all is well, and I got through it. And that finished off the week. 64 miles. not too bad. We're getting up there, and we're just gonna keep improving, because I can sit here and just rattle off all the things that I know I did wrong, could improve on. That's part of the process, and we'll talk about it more going forward. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe. I swear to God! Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!